Hello friends and welcome to another replay analysis. This time we're going to look at a Lina position 4. I know we did one of these kind of recently, but coincidentally, actually not coincidentally, I think this was a comment on that video. So because of that, we have another request for a Lina replay, and I think this is fine to have, bring some other videos in the middle. So I think it'll be cool because this is, you can't see the pictures, this is Legend 2, Lina 4, so we should see a bit better mechanics, kind of gameplay sense. But actually, a very similar issue was faced because in your comment you said that you feel like you're missing some of your item timings, having some trouble positioning in team fights, and we kind of had that same issue in the last replay where he felt he was a little poor even though he was a Lina, and so that tells me that this is a common issue that people are facing, and so I think it's good to tackle. So even though this says hard support, this is a Lina 4 because they're partied up in different parties. I'm assuming they swapped. I want to talk a bit from this scoreboard because this is going to set our sights for the rest of this replay. Because you already mentioned your questions, we can answer some of that. Lina, as a support, she's known as a high damage support. Both her spells are AoE. She's very good at pushing waves and clearing stacks. As a support, you may think you don't want to farm your own jungle a lot, and that's kind of true, but it's also not. If you watch a high-level Lina 4, you'll see that they stack and clear camps a decent amount. Not a crazy amount, but if you think about it, a small camp on average is about 60 gold, medium camps are 80, hard camps are 100, ancients are 170. Support Linas don't really do ancients, but you can still stack them and get the stack bounty when someone else clears them, which is 40%. So whether you clear the stacks yourself or not, you are generating gold into the game, and you are getting some for yourself. And if a core goes to farm those stacks, you can go and take their lane, which means you will then farm the lane creeps. So whether you're stacking a hard camp for yourself and farming it, which is 200 gold right there, or you distract your mid laner to come farm it, and you go to the lane and you get, let's say you get one wave of creeps, that's about like 150 gold, let's say. This is, if we look at your GPM, what was it? 263, a little on the low side for a support Lina, although you guys did lose this game. So, let's say your GPM is around 260 to like 350. I would say that's a bit, higher on the side for a position 4. Actually, you can go really high as a position 4 if you have a really good game, but I think 350 is like a decent amount. If you get 200 gold from stacking and clearing a hard camp, you've sped up in item timing by like 40 seconds right there. And if you do that multiple times, 40 seconds, 40 seconds, 40 seconds here and there, lane creeps, 30 seconds, whatever, you're slowly bumping your item timings up by a minute or two the more you do it. And so when I see that you have not stacked any camps as a Lina who has really long attack range, really long spells, so she can do double stacks very easily no matter where she is. Okay, not no matter where, but in many places she can stack multiple camps at once. And you have none, that tells me, okay, this is a big reason why you're probably missing your item timings. You're not doing something that's pretty core to support Lina. Many supports want to stack when they get a chance, but Lina, even more so because she is a greedy 4. If you're picking her, you have to know, I'm a greedy 4. I'm going to farm a little bit more than like usually we should let supports do, but it's because you're going to output a decent amount of damage, and you're going to make up for it by making space. So I think it's really important. Start thinking about stacking as Lina, and that'll help your item timings a lot. And then because I always forget to look at talents in the middle of the game in replays, let's take a look at this. Cast range, that's good. Light strike, array damage. I think this could be health. My reasoning for that is that Lina in the early game, she is known for her damage. She's there to crush the lane. But then in the mid game, because you're not building items that help you do damage, you're not so much about damage. You still put out a decent amount, right? If we compare yourself to like Dazzle or Witch Doctor, you probably do a bit more damage than they do. Although Witch Doctor's, okay, you got a lot of high damage supports in here. But relatively, Lina's meant to do a good chunk of damage. But in that mid game, you're more about this AoE stun you can throw out every 7 seconds. And so I kind of think the health talent would be better, especially when we look at he's going to have a lot of burst, he's got Blade Mail, you're going to hurt yourself, you're going to hurt yourself on him, he's got Maledict, and she's going to ult and find you. And you just need to survive this stuff and throw out spells. And look, you've got like a CK, you got a Void Spirit, a Skeleton King, like, they'll bring the damage. You just need the stuns. And so I think the health talent would be pretty good there. So now let's get into the game. Let's, we've kind of set our sights a bit. We're going to look for opportunities to stack or push waves. And I think we're going to emphasize that a little bit. I think Lina's really good at it. And this looks like a game where the ranks, like, I suspect we're going to see a bit more jungling from the cores than we should. So I'm going to try to push you to, like, push the lanes when we see those opportunities. And then we'll focus on, like, the positioning and team fights like you asked. Let's start off with your item build. I disagree with these boots. Boots, to me, as a support, for support, mainly, there's kind of like 3 reasons why you would get boots. 1. Okay, we got multiple things to say here, so I'm going to pause a little bit. Let's say this first, okay? When you start with boots and you have a ward, you should run straight out to ward because you're faster than everyone else. This is like the benefits of boots at the start. You can go place a ward before anyone else gets to lane. So walking up here, to me, is bad, and tells me that we're not making full use of the boots. Like, if you want to buy them, and then you should make use of them if you have the ward. Like, go place it. You know, let's take a look. If you had ran to lane, straight to lane, you'd probably be, like, around here if you went immediately. And if we look at where they are, they're not here yet. I think you even, like... Okay, I kind of forget. Let's watch your pathing. Oops, I went too far, guys. Don't mind me, just amateur hour here. All right. Yeah, see, you're kind of like killing time over here, and I think by this time, like, you could have come up here, warded, and come back. We're not gonna go back again a third time because I already messed up once. So if you're gonna get boots, you should do that. Now, here's why you shouldn't be getting boots, is because let's talk about who gets boots. Melee supports like Clockwork or Tiny. Why? Because they need to get on top of you to do damage. So they need the extra move speed to close that gap and then attack you. Step 2, or reason 2, you're a roamer. So
seconds to battle.
Tiny and Clockwork come into mind. Hopefully you'll come back by the time we finish this. Clockwork and Tiny, they'll roam. They'll roam pretty early, and they can go mid and try to get a kill that way. Lina sort of fits this where she can roam, but really what Lina's meant to do is to crush lanes. So level 1, level 2, she's not going to leave the top lane. Like, I'm here to crush this lane. I will destroy it. And I will be here to make their life miserable for minutes. And then I might roam. So you don't need the boots right away. You can buy them with your gold that you get from killing or destroying that lane. And you don't really need it right away because you're just going to sit there. Which brings us to our 3rd reason you might get boots, is that the lane sucks. You can't play it. So you're going to pull creeps. That is not why we pick Lina. This is when you have, like, a Nyx or a Rubik and a really weak offlaner like Pango or Night Stalker. Or maybe you're against a really strong lane like an Undying, and you can't play the lane. So you get boots to pull the creeps this way, or if you were Dire, you pull them all the way back this way. And you need the boots to be faster than the enemy so that the enemy 5 does not just outpace you and kill you while you're trying to pull these creeps, because that would be extremely bad. Suddenly your creeps die to, like, the tower or something. That's like the 2nd wave of creeps. You've pretty much lost lane at that point. So the boots are really important to pull that. And then because you're already, like, back here or back here, if you did take damage, you could then go back to base and then come out. Or from this position, you could then go roam mid or something. And the move speed really helps with that. Lina does not do any of that because she's here to crush the lane. She's here to play, right? We're supposed to see you play in this area right here for the next couple minutes. And maybe you come, like, stop some pulls here. And maybe if you've killed them, maybe you have time to come stack, like, double stack here and here. Or maybe stack this camp and do some pulls that way. But you're pretty much going to be up here, and you don't really need boots to move around. I think you'd be much better off with some... Let's see. You're probably against Witch Doctor and Spectre. Okay, hold on. Before we get there. Boots or not, you should play more aggressively. You picked a double stun lane. You should even call someone else, your mid laner, one of the other supports. Like, let's go get a kill, like, right off the bat, 2 stuns. That's kind of one of the strengths of this lineup I see here. Let's go kill someone right off the bat. To benefit from that, an item build, things like Iron Branches. We see Witch Doctor Spectre. Not going to cast that many spells, so don't really need to start with a magic stick. So the Iron Branches, a Fairy Fire. You're going to right-click a lot. You have one of the longest attack ranges in the game by default. So those could be good. If we take a look at their armor, so Witch Doctor has 2, Spectre has 4, a Blightstone I have seen a couple times, and yeah, honestly, I don't hate the idea of you getting a really fast medallion. I know that's pretty unorthodox, but if you look, you got 2 right clickers and a Dazzle who's going to subtract armor with his ultimate, which, maybe Dazzle should get the medallion. But then a casual Blightstone on you just to add, okay, -2 armor, then the medallion, then his ult. Then you got these guys, and in fact, he also has some armor reduction on his Rift. I think that a medallion to amplify your right clicks could be pretty sick in this lane. I've seen people rush Null Talisman, either just buying a straight up Null Talisman, or they pick up like the Mantle and the Circlet, and then quickly buy the Null Talisman after that. Just some stuff to give you stats. Whoops, whiff the spell. You got to so you can't stun both, right? You gotta kind of know. First off, your timing was a little off. You want to stun. Actually, okay, your timing wasn't that off. Your stun would have hit, and they would have been stunned during the spawn duration. But this was a little greedy trying to hit both. You need to shift it up a little bit. You know, if you put it up here, maybe you do hit both, but at least the edge of your stun will hit the circle. Like, look where you targeted it. Like, Spectre's here, Witch Doctor's here. That means this whole half of the stun was never going to be useful. And then around the middle is where the rune spawns, which means we only need the edge of the circle to touch that, because for them to pick up the rune, they have to be, like, in this area. And so as long as this edge overlaps a bit with that rune, you will stun them. And so if you move the stun up, just like 100, maybe a little less, 50 to 100 units this way, around where my cursor is now, you probably at least hit the Spectre, and then maybe if he did run in, it would hit him. I think that would be like a little bit better placement on the Light Strike array. Do get bounced around a little bit, back off a bit, and then turn around. Go right click. I think chasing the Spectre is much safer. Right now, Witch Doctor, I can tell you, Witch Doctor is within attack range, but you can't see him because of this, which means he would get off 1 or 2 free auto attacks on you right now if he chose to fight. And what if Spectre was just here too, and you walk up blindly and they both hit you, and they both get 2 auto attacks off? You can't stand there and attack at all, because that's really bad, so you immediately have to run. You just took 4 auto attacks for nothing. With boots, if you want to chase this way, because you can see the Spectre, and you're not going to get surprised by going uphill like this. Unless you know it's like a really weak 5. Now this is good. You just got 4 free auto attacks off, so that part's really nice. Just gotta make sure. Okay, looks like it is at the edge. I've been seeing this mistake a decent amount, where people are putting the wards in the free vision. So make sure you're using these spots out here, guys. So this is fine if you want to block the small camp. Is it necessary? In a way, yes, because you're going to crush the lane. I like the idea of blocking the small camp. I also think, though, that if you keep a good sense of timing, then anytime you see Witch Doctor leave and you check the time and you're like, he's probably about to go pull, you just walk over. In a one-on-one, at least until he hits level 2, in which case it gets a little more iffy, by level 1, you'll win any trade with this Witch Doctor. You stun him, you right-click, especially if you had like your Blightstone, stuff like that. You'll always win the trade, and as long as he doesn't get the pull off, there are no creeps here to help him. So part of me thinks you don't actually need to block the camp so much as just to leave it, give yourself vision of this area so that you know anytime he's attempting to pull, and then you just get this free harass off on him, and it kind of tempts him to try to get a pull, but then you just kick his ass and he doesn't get the pull. Of course, if you mess it up and he does successfully pull, then you're kind of, okay, that's what they need to do. I screwed up. So if you're not confident in always being able to stop his pull, and honestly, I myself, I miss the timing a decent amount. I get it, why you want to block this camp. But if you're feeling confident, that is something you guys can consider. I see a range creep. Okay, your friend got it. Do be aware of that. And I see we missed an opportunity right here. All right. Why is Lina good against melee heroes? Light Strike Array is an AoE spell. Decent stun. The damage, honestly, not that high for a level 1 spell, 80 damage, but it's balanced out by the fact that it has the stun. When do we know where Spectre's going to be, right? It's kind of hard to land a random, like, we have to cast it on the ground, there's a delay. It's kind of hard to hit that when they're just moving around freely. You know when there is a last hit, she will walk up to get that last hit. A big part of Lina is to deny and secure many of these range creeps. So this one right here, what I was a little worried about because of your positioning, I was worried that right now is a great time to Light Strike Array this area, secure this last hit, and then get a free couple attacks off on them, and it guarantees they can't deny this. Your CK secured that himself, fine. But look at this. This range creep about to die. I know for a fact Spectre right now is walking in a direct line to this creep, because if these 3 creeps hit this one and CK hits this creep, she might miss this last hit. She's walking here immediately. Throw your stun right here. You're going to hit these creeps, unfortunately, for the way it's positioned. But then guess what? CK, he's going to Chaos Strike her. You're going to throw off a couple auto attacks. And even though these 3 creeps just took like 80 damage, we're going to beat up Spectre and make her terrified to approach. So it's like, okay, it's fine. We pushed a little bit. It'll reset if it goes under the tower, stuff like that. And then the Spectre is terrified to play the lane if we keep this up. So I think, yeah, she got the last hit there, and we could have prevented that, I believe. Or did she not? Did she miss that? It didn't update. Why is this like weird? Let's put it like this to see the net worth, because you did say you won this lane, so we'll compare that. Okay. So now you choose to Light Strike Array, and I guess you were trying to deny this one. This is not as good, though. This is a melee creep, which is worth less than the range creep. And look how many creeps we're hitting now. We're hitting like 6 creeps. So last time we were hitting 3 creeps for 80 damage, and it was like, okay. Fortunately, one of our creeps had already died. I think 2 of our creeps had died, so it was like, okay, not a big deal. In this case, we're stunning all of these creeps. I guess you're probably securing this last hit and hoping for this deny, but I just don't think it's really worth it. I think stay in these trees, get free auto attacks, don't accidentally aggro these creeps, and that's fine. It's okay for her to get some last hits. It's impossible to deny all of them. But especially thinking about when are we strong, when he gets his stun and then you get Fiery Soul, that is when you're really powerful. So just get in some harass, and then when you guys hit level 2, you can go for these kills. In the end, not the biggest, you know, it's not like lane losing, but I do think it hurts you a little bit. See another stun where you're trying to go for these denies on melee creeps, and I just don't think that's worth it, especially because this time you damaged the range creep, and that means it's more likely that now they may get a chance to deny this. In fact, let's watch. If they, okay, no, that melee creep went under tower, so it's kind of okay. But sometimes just losing a bit of damage, I don't know if you were thinking about it, but possible idea, stun him and then deny your own ward. Notice he hit level 2 off of this. You now have to be a little careful. As your stun ends, you need to back away. Maybe we could stun you sooner. I'm so confused. This is really aggressive. You're going to die for this. TP out? Okay. You didn't need to go that hard. Trading. In fact, let's go back. Let's watch it again. As soon as he maledicts you, I kind of think I'm leaving. He's level 2. I think he should have just stunned you right now and auto-attacked, and then Spectre throws out her dagger, and then he's got a fairy fire, and he like tangos this tree in between like auto-attacking you and sidestepping, and I think he would win this trade. Even though you're going to have stun again soon, I think he can bait you out because he has like these items, and frankly, if you both walk away with like barely any health, he will salve, and you do not have one. So he kind of comes out on top of that. So I kind of don't want to trade here because I'm level 1 and he's level 2. But he doesn't, he gets scared and backs away, so I kind of think it's okay for you to play a little aggressive. I wouldn't chase him. I would just keep auto-attacking for free, especially once this comes in. Now you kind of are committed. But I think this is just a bit aggressive, especially as you walk down here. This is, I want you to know, as you chase for this kill, to me, this is like, you are trading your life for this kill, and I don't know if that's worth it. Because, yeah, you get first blood, but then Spectre is going to get a kill on you, and she's going to get a bit of extra farm. I say she's going to get a kill on you because these creeps are about to walk in, which means if you have to chase this Witch Doctor, they're going to aggro to you, and then this tower might hit you if you have to dive too far, and she's hitting you for free the whole time. That's kind of how I know you'll die, like, right here. So actually, it was really smart for you to TP out right away. But this has forced you to TP, and you'll have to walk back. Whereas I think if you just stood here and auto-attacked this Witch Doctor, he ends up at about this same amount of health, and then you just walk away, and you were mostly full health still. You tango up, you're brand new. Good to go. You stay here, you body block this small camp. Who cares that he dewarded it? You body block this, you return to lane. CK, free farming the whole time. Maybe Spectre stays here. Maybe she doesn't come over because you don't chase. Or maybe she does. Sorry. Maybe she does throw her dagger and come over here, and then you just run away, and you weren't, like, over here. Over here, you're kind of dead. If she chases you and you're over here, like, that's not a big deal. So I kind of feel you're on the losing end of this trade, because right now they're 2-1. He just unblocked this camp, which means by the time you get back to lane, he could pull at 217. And you guys wouldn't be able to contest it at all. Let's see what you bought. You got a stick. I still don't think they're going to attack that much. I suppose at this point, a Blightstone is kind of like a little awkward. And so is a Null Talisman. So I kind of would have preferred different starting build. Some stats to help you right click. So right now, look when you got to lane. And in fact, hey, look at that. We can see it. You know, he could have done a half pull and completely denied 2 creeps off. Ends up only denying 1, and the other wave ends up weak. You guys do take advantage of this. And you bully out the Spectre. So this is a good decision right here. I just think this is slightly, more than slightly worse than what could have happened. Where you just play safe, and then you never let this pull happen. You guys never lose a creep. And you still can bully out Spectre like this. Anytime he, like, goes to pull or isn't in position, you got your double stun combo. You'll get these kind of trades regardless. Okay, looks like you're trying to pull here. I like this idea. You should go on her right now. Don't even let her walk up that close. Okay. Stun her right now. I don't think she should be allowed to walk up. And if you stun her right here, I think this pull will complete. If you want her to walk up and try to go for the kill, stun her right now, here. Like, one of you should do it. The CK is probably faster. She will take so much damage for trying to aggro this pull, because right now I bet she's right-clicking you. Yeah, look at that. She's hovering over you. She's right-clicking you, trying to draw the aggro of these creeps to herself so that they don't go to this camp and get pulled. Fine. Let her take 7 creeps of aggro. That's crazy. That's like 2 other heroes here hitting her. In 2 stuns, this is a kill right here. If you guys stunned sooner. And now, because now these creeps are in the way, your creeps are going to get distracted. They're not going to hit her. And Witch Doctor made it in time. This was like a second or 2 you had here. That could have been a kill. Hey, maybe you still get the kill, actually. It looks like you will. But I think it could have been a little sooner and not taken so much damage from you guys. And the funny thing is, if you had actually stunned the Centaur camp and Spectre, and then he follows up with the Spectre kill, you may have killed Spectre and then finished the pull anyways, and that would have been, like, crazy. I think her creeps would have made it in time, though, to stop that. Okay, we killed Spectre. What could Witch Doctor be doing right now? He could be pulling. He's not. I can see him on the minimap right now. But this is the time where he would be pulling. So you should walk over here at a habit just to make sure he's not. I don't know if you're paying attention, you can see him. If you see him, then you know it's fine. But that is something to consider. I don't think this pull will work. Yeah. Because their creeps are a little too close. Oh, actually, it kind of did. If you're trying to go for this pull, you need to stand aggressively and zone out the Witch Doctor, though. So, as soon as you see them switch to aggro these creeps, immediately start walking up this way. And that way, when this Witch Doctor comes and does this, you'd be standing right around here. You could stun him so that these creeps will ignore him for a bit and follow these creeps. Or you know what? Maybe they don't ignore him. Maybe he already right-clicked you or something and draws the aggro to himself. Fine. He takes damage from 3 creeps, and you auto-attack him a little bit. If he decides to throw out his stun at that point, it's going to bounce between you and these creeps, so you're less likely to take a lot of damage, and he will still be taking damage from these creeps. We're always looking for like advantageous trades like that. But now he's just allowed to freely aggro these creeps, pull them back. Doesn't take any damage for this maneuver at all. 1 auto attack there, I suppose, from you, but it could have been way more. Let's speed up a little bit. I don't quite know if you need to throw out that stun. Okay, I think this is a good pull. Oh, you even got that other range creep. Okay. Look where CK is standing. Look where you're standing. The double stun, how does it work? 1 stun, then the other stun. You have a cast time, which means after his stun lands, you're going to have to cast pretty soon after that. If you have to spend a lot of time walking, you're not going to get the double stun. Right now, this pull is going on. What are they going to do? Let's switch to free cam. They're going to come over and contest. They're going to walk this way. CK was in position to lead a fight. You need to also be in position, like over here, to fight and zone them away from this, right? If you guys fight over here, and then these creeps die, they're not within XP range. Sometimes if you've ever watched me stream or play Position 5, I haven't uploaded my own games on YouTube in a while. Sometimes what I'll do a half pull like this, and I'll immediately come to lane. Why am I doing this? If I stayed here and went for these last hits, the Position 4 would be like, where's that guy? Let me come walk over here. He walks over, he gets XP. Even if he doesn't get the last hits, and I try to deny some, he's getting some of the XP. By coming over, I know that those 2 creeps will die to a small camp, like besides kobolds. And then I do whatever, as long as it's over here. Like, hey, you want to fight me over here? Let's fight. I don't care if I even lose the trade a little bit, because I'm actually winning the trade because he's not getting any XP. I lose this trade right here, but in the next minute or two, I'm going to hit a higher level than they are because we're denying XP with this pull, and I'm going to win later on. So same with this. You pull this camp. Even if you miss all these last hits, which I admit kind of sucks. You do want the last hits. But if you stay over here, you cause like some problems. They miss some of these last hits. Unfortunately, you have a pretty big wave. They're kind of killing off your camp a little fast. But just don't let them... We don't want them to walk in for this stuff. I think this is a decent time to fight. We can keep going. Yeah. There you go. Nice. So in the end, that all worked out. Maybe I overtalked it a bit. But notice some of those creeps ended up under tower. Let's play in a different world again. Watch the minimap. CK had to drag the creeps over. Fight happens. All this goes on. Uh-oh. While you chased Spectre, got those kills, we missed a range creep, a melee creep, a third melee creep, and now you're here. So even though you got 2 kills, you ended up missing a decent chunk of the wave. What if instead you guys had fought over here when they walked in? You wouldn't quite have the creeps helping you out, but I don't think you would have missed any creeps, and I think you still would win the trade because you guys are double stun and you're a little stronger than them. And by staying over here, I don't think those creeps ever would have like gone under the tower. So even if you only get 1 kill, maybe you still get both kills, maybe you get no kills, but you get all of the XP, and the enemy loses, so they're scared to walk up, and so they lose some of this XP. Even though you're not getting kills, you're still winning and getting gold through the creeps. So what you guys did was, in the end, it worked, and it's pretty unfortunate this happened. Maybe someone comes and aggro's this a little sooner or something. But actually, I don't think you would have had time. You got the kill and like immediately walked down, so it's kind of unfortunate those creeps didn't like further aggro on. We might be nitpicking a bit too much on that though, so let's keep going. Keep an eye on your mid. Does he have a bottle? Okay. You guys are in a party actually, so maybe you talked about it. But if you didn't, I'll just say it. Double check. Make sure they don't want it. And sometimes it's even okay to leave this bounty rune here. You guys are pretty much winning top. So what are the odds Witch Doctor just walks over here to come get it? Pretty low. And who do they have? Viper? Yeah, maybe Viper comes and steals it, but he's probably missing a lot of XP there. And especially if you like drop a ward here, then you'll know if anyone comes over here, or maybe like right outside the Roche pit to spot the rune and this area. Then you can kind of just leave that bounty rune there and let your mid player use his illusion rune. He needs a new refill. He picks up the bounty rune later. All right, coming back top. I think this is okay. Should be another kill. Ooh, the heal was a bit too much. Okay, I don't really mind what happened. Quick note, let's look at the creep wave. It's heavily in our favor. So we don't want to do anything too aggressive right now. They have a lot more creeps than we do. Let's just let this pull in. What should I be thinking about? Okay, the wave is pulling into us. What are they going to do? Witch Doctor's going to see it's pushing, and he should pull. You can place your Observer Ward. Let's see what you do in the next, like, 30 seconds. You know he de-warded you earlier, so his sentry's probably still in this area. So if you want to use this Observer Ward here, you have to be very careful with it. And because I know... In fact, I think you even saw him place the sentry. I know it's over here, whether you saw it or not. Like, whether you know he placed the sentry here or not, you know that he de-warded your Observer here, and odds are he placed it in this area. Which means if I'm using this Observer, I'm probably putting it like away at this edge, which still lets me see if he pulls. Doesn't give me as much warning of him walking over, but it's less likely to get de-warded. In this case, he has another one here. I don't know if you know that. I didn't see him do this. Maybe I missed it. So unfortunately, this ward might actually also get de-warded, but that would be my best guess of like, okay, I think his Observer, his sentry's over here, and you actually walked over and saw him kind of like stop awkwardly here, which usually means he places it. Most people place it at the edge of their cast range, which is why there's that awkward stop where they place it and then they give the next command. If it was closer, usually it's much faster and they don't pause as long. So that usually lets me know whatever direction he was facing, he placed it at max range he could, which was around here. Or, you know, you could try to place a really deep one here, which lets you prepare to siege this. Just make sure you don't get caught out by the creeps. This is also pretty safe if you go way back here, because the sentry was here. Though, if you were going to ward up here, because I know he de-warded earlier, he might have his own Observer at this point, so I may want my own sentry to check this area first before placing the Observer ward. Point of that, though, is so that you'll play in this area in the next, like, couple seconds when Witch Doctor should come to pull this camp. Fortunately for you, it's a Kobold camp, so it's not going to do much.
Dyer's courier has been
Free
killed.
courier kill. Cool. Now we're going to stay in free cam here so we can watch this.
Killing spree.
I think you guys could be...
Tower is under
So,
attack.
not, like, crazy aggressive. Don't be, like, looking to kill Spectre right now. But you are one of the longest attack range heroes, right? As she's playing this lane, just poke her. Set up for the future kill.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Okay, you're poking Witch Doctor a little bit. That seems bugged. I don't know why the clarity didn't cancel. Alright, look where this is. This is fine. We're gonna let CK get all this XP on his own. Keep, this is a little too aggressive. Pull back. Up to here was good. This is, they screwed up. You should be dead right now, in my opinion.
middle tower is under attack.
Might still? No? Okay. When you were right here, they should have just stunned, maledict, and killed you. He whiffed his spells a bit, so it didn't happen. But this going up here was too far. Staying back here, that was okay. You're closer to CK. You're a really long-range attack hero. You don't have to pursue that far. Seeing if CK had tangos to share with you. Does not. This is very aggressive. Yeah. So you were pretty low, and you should know that I think even Witch Doctor could solo kill you at that point. So coming up there like that was very scary. That's why moving up here so aggressively was bad. It prevents you from doing anything. We knew Witch Doctor should look to pull. He's not right now, but he should. If I was Witch Doctor, I'd be pulling. And for you to contest that, you have to be healthy enough to not die. If you're too low, then you can't contest and you can't stop what he's going to do. So pushing up this far, putting yourself at risk, even if you survived, I wouldn't take this risk. Like, even if you came up here and nothing and didn't get punished for it, I wouldn't take that risk because I don't want to risk losing so much health, which would prevent me from doing the next thing I need to, which I know, looking at the creep wave, they have to pull or else CK loves this, right? It's close to us. Like, fine. We'll keep farming up here. Spectre's not farming. It's great. Might have TP'd. It kind of looked like they were going on him. Oh, what an Aether. Go mid right now. Right? Let's check it first. Okay, maybe Void can walk back. If Void had chosen to stay up here a little longer or like farm these creeps because he had TP'd up here, you should head mid. And in fact, I think once I see, let's just look back. When did you see him TP in? So right here, I think I would have TP'd in to help this CK. Right here, as soon as I see this TP, know that you will not do anything top. Immediately switch your track to go mid. You can even TP mid. Actually, if I saw him TP right here. Okay, watching the replay, I know that this is what I should do. I don't know if I would do this in a real game. But I would look at mid, see that if you TP'd right here, right now, you would get 3 creeps. This one's probably going to die while you're channeling, but the other 3 are going to survive. And even if you don't get the last hits, you're going to get all this XP. Hopefully you do get some last hits. That's about 100 gold right here. A little more than that. That boosts us, what do we say? That's like 20 seconds sooner on our next item. A little bit closer to our energy booster. And, you know, probably pushes you pretty close to level 5, which means you're close to level 6, which means we're that much closer to a free kill with Laguna Blade. Even if you just chose to walk here, then maybe you missed 2 creeps, maybe even 3, but then you get in range for this range creep. Whereas right now you came up here and like, okay, we're splitting some XP, but we didn't need to be. This is free XP here that no one's getting. So that's an idea. And of course, just be careful not to extend too far. Other option. Sorry, we're gonna... Okay, no, I wouldn't have made it. The other thing I was considering is if the timing worked out, maybe that was a chance to stack. But in this case, it was not. Let's come back to you. I do not have your teleport yet, almost. Looks like you do come down here, participate in a kill. Do you have his ult? Oh, no, where are you going? You have a Dazzle to heal you, and your lifesteal. Oh, that's disappointing. I mean, maybe it's the safe decision. I guess Spectre has her ultimate, right? That's probably too greedy to stay. All right, I see a stack here. I want to be a little careful of that. Axe is really good at doing stacks. Wraith King and Lina not. I think you could stay bottom still. It's just you and the other support. You're the more important support to get farm. And you teleported, so... Once I see this, I know that, okay, I don't want Axe to get this. I can actually farm this decently. And even if I don't, when Axe comes to do this, he will take a decent amount of damage, and maybe we can get a kill. Which, by the way, look, you'd be level 6 if you had gone mid that time. I want to be down here. This is where the next thing is going to happen in the immediate future, especially because I don't have a teleport. So in this time, I could call in a teleport and play bottom, and until this Wraith King gets back to lane, I am the priority to farm in this lane. Like, who cares, Dazzle? Like, screw off. But it is. You're Lina. You're the greedy support. You're supposed to farm this stuff. So why not stay down here and farm this stuff? And if someone needs to rotate, it'll be Dazzle, because he still has his teleport. Now, you do end up deciding to come back to mid. Looks like you want to come top. Take a look at this timing. Where are you right now? Perfect position to double stack 2 camps. Okay, this is actually... I'll admit, this is one of the harder camps to double stack, because this one's kind of finicky, and this one is also a little bit finicky. You'll attempt a double stack. At the least, you'll get one of them. You could even stack down here. Stand here, or maybe stand here, auto-attack this one, cast this spell this way, and hope that it stacks both. That one will be a little hard because they'll probably walk this way into their own box, which is kind of an issue. I would attempt this one. I would stand here, auto attack, cast a spell, run this way, and hope I get both. Both at a 55, as close as you can. It's a little tough, I know. Light Strike Array might actually be easier. So because if you factor in the stun time and the cast time, you could try to stun this at like 52.5 seconds, and then auto attack this one at or spell cast it at 55 and walk this way. By the time the stun ends, they will walk that way. And that might be a little easier to guarantee the double stack. Actually, it's harder because you're like timing in the light strike. I would just stand here, auto attack, and Dragon Slave, and attempt to get both. If I only get one, that's fine. And there you go. You've stacked at least once here, maybe twice.
Unstoppable.
Are we gonna kill this mid hero? If we had Laguna, definitely. Looks like we're still gonna get it.
Tower is under attack.
Almost dies for it though.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Next level play. Oh, rip. That's really unfortunate. Next level play here. It's not gonna work anymore because you don't have the mana. Where's Viper gonna go the second he respawns? Gonna come back mid. You've got Laguna. You've got a stun. If you had more mana, what I might do, use this smoke. Maybe even call in someone else. Like tell CK to come in if he has time. Like CK runs this way. You meet him. You guys smoke up. Yeah, I don't know if you should know they have a ward here or not. So this might not work because they had a ward. But if you smoked right here, you wait here. I guarantee you in 18 seconds, unless another fight happens under a tower, Viper is going to TP like right here. Let's watch. How much health does he have? 1,300. Kind of tanky, but let's say you have all your spells. 120, 160, 500. He uses all his spells. Maybe you brought the CK in, and then you guys auto attack in that time. Don't forget you're going to stun him and hit him with the 8th Remnant, so he's stunned for quite a while. Just wait like a couple seconds for Fountain buff to end. Please, Viper, don't make me look dumb. Please teleport right here.
Radiant's bottom
Yes!
tower is under attack.
Look at this. You guys, people are really predictable with their teleports when they don't do good teleports. And anytime you kill a core, I would do this a lot when I was playing with LCs. And there's one I vividly remember for whatever reason, just patting my own back, I guess, is that we killed an AM like right around here, and I don't think we used duel. And I told them, farm for like 10 seconds, smoke with me. AM will teleport, because we had taken this tower. He will teleport right here and come back to farm. And that is exactly what he did. Cores at this level are only thinking about how soon they can get back to farming without thinking about like what their teleport means or like where is the risk on the map. And so if you can start reading this as a support, you can make plays. It tilts people so much if they die a second time right after they died the first time and they use a teleport. So then when they come back again, they have to walk somewhere. The walk of shame. You kill Viper again right now, super tilted.
Radiant's bottom tower has been denied. Radiant's middle tower is
You
under
didn't
attack.
take the shovel. Is someone else using it? Okay, you know what? That's fair. That's actually a good call. I think that's a solo kill right there, man.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Stun, auto attack, Dragon Slave, auto attack, Laguna. Just kill this guy right off the bat. Free kill. Solo kill right here. See, you kind of get distracted. Now he has cast his spells. Now you take a decent chunk of damage. Now CK has to like commit kind of far in. You know, I'm telling you, just get the solo kill just because it was there. I'm not even thinking about the fact that Viper was rotating up here because I didn't see it, or that Spectre was like nearby. This guy's dead in 2 seconds. This is a 70-second cooldown. It's like not a big deal to use. Anytime you get a free kill like that, just pop off. Now look at that. He had to TP out. He used his TP. In the end, what did we get? We got a Witch Doctor kill, and you died, and he had to TP. And he had to ult. None of that needed to happen. This was just a free kill straight up right there. If he's walking up this way too, by the way, I know he does not see me, right? What kind of Witch Doctor would walk up blindly uphill if he sees a Lina level 6 right here? So I know they do not have vision in this area, or this guy is just bad. We're not going to flame him too hard. He would be really bad to do that. Unless it's a really high level next level bait, knowing that Viper's coming in. I don't think that's happening here. I think he just doesn't see you. So you should know that, okay, they don't have vision in this area. And it's important to know that kind of stuff, right? So you don't throw out sentries for free. And it's good to know where they do or don't have vision. I'm glad you are looking around the map right now. Try to click the heroes a bit. Right now, I see some stuff going on top or like in their jungle and down here. Like, what are their items? Who can you kill? Be thinking about that. You can kill Witch Doctor and Skyrath because they're both pretty fragile heroes. So where are they? Is anyone low? You know, like, do I see someone low in their jungle? Should I smoke over and just look for a free kill? Yeah, I don't mind this. Viper sucks. Was this another set of tangos? You did not have this before. I think it was. In this game, I might consider triangles before arcanes because you're gonna take a lot of random damage, right? From Viper, from Spectre haunting. This guy's like his maledict, even if it's just a small trade, it's gonna take up like half your health, and the next time it happens, you're dead. So some games, I kind of think it's okay to get tranquils kind of early. And this might be one of them. Of course, I think it's kind of probably also pretty reasonable to not do that, and to go straight for the Aether. But yeah, see, you're trying to make a play here. 300 health. This is 2 spells that kill you. You might very well die here. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it should be okay as long as this guy stuns. All right. You're doing the same. You're doing the same thing Alex did. Lina is one of the longest range heroes. Really long attack range. I don't know if you even watched this when I coached Alex his games. Why are you so close to this guy? Look how far this spell is. Why are you up here? Look at dispersion. Dispersion effects in this unit. You're already at 300 health. For you to go through this guy's full health, you will take a decent amount of damage. You don't need to get up to him. He's a melee. This is a melee hero. Don't walk up. You're Lina. You're so far range. Stay back. Right here. You can land LSA from where you are right now. All your spells right now and your auto attacks from where you are. This is like 60% closer than you need to be. And because of this, he is able to get this for free. And if you'd been a little further back, maybe he still gets you, but you have another second where this guy could die. We may have even missed that kill because you got killed off too quickly. This is really bold. Okay, we're gonna get out. Ooh, invis. This guy's dead. So, I don't even know if you would have gotten that Spectre kill if you lived or not. Looks like he was ready to TP in, so maybe I should have waited for him. The 3 of you definitely get that Spectre kill for free, even when you do that like crazy aggressive positioning. But at the least, you did not need to die there. Even if that goes badly, you could have just chilled further back, and maybe Skyrath kills you, maybe he doesn't. Maybe that's just a failed gank, but you wouldn't have died and all that. Because you did have a lot of deaths in this game, I remember from the scoreboard. We're at 3. Right now, this is like not too bad, but 10 by the end is a bit much. How long is this game? Because I realize we're already at 50 minutes. It's whatever, though. I've embraced the fact that I just make really long videos. I think it's what people are here for anyways. I still want to keep a cap on it. I try to keep it like close to hour. This guy just took our mangoes. Alright, I haven't really been talking about like an overarching sense of the game. I do think we're in a bit of an issue. And in fact, if we look at the scoreboard earlier, you guys crushed your lane. But boy, is Wraith King in a rough spot. Right? You guys crushed Spectre in the sense that CK is at 4.4k and she's at 2.9. But Wraith King is really down there. Even though he's not as far behind as Axe as Spectre is to you, or to your offlaner, Wraith King is just in a really bad spot. He needs a lot of space to catch up right now. And so I kind of think Wraith King should be taking this farm up here. Kind of forget when you guys just got this tower. But as soon as this tower's gone, Wraith King should be up here, post a couple wards up for him to be safe, and then you guys like make space mid or bottom. So that could have been happening a little sooner. Let's see if it happens from now on, though. I'm going to guess you have a courier or a teleport on your way. but you're also kind of close to the Aether, so I might like this is another an example where maybe it's just time to farm a little bit. Unfortunately, you have a very far behind Skeleton King who's also farming, and in fact, if we look at the map, all the camps are pretty much gone. And so it's kind of this is where it's tough. Okay, from now on, I said I was going to do this earlier, and I kind of forgot nitpicking you. From now on, we're going to focus a bit more on the overarching game sense and see where you could be pushing lanes to make space for your Wraith King and farm up your own stuff. Right now, we're reacting to a gank. I think this is okay, but might die. Oh. I don't know if you. I don't know if I would have done this. I might have just tried to hide. Were you affected by the Q? If you were, then I get it. All right, things are going badly from here. Skeleton King is not a guy who wants to be behind a Spectre at any point in the game. It's gonna happen, but especially from the laning stage, he doesn't want to be, which isn't really your fault, right? I think to balance out the game, the ranks, I think Skeleton King and Dazzle are a bit lower ranked than you guys are. So it's not really your fault that they lost their lane, and it's not really their fault either. They're just lower ranked. But we do want to be aware of that. We now need to make space for him. This is one of the downsides of CK in that CK is pretty much another carry and not really an offlaner that helps with this stuff. Forget him. I don't know if it's worth it. Let's think about what did I just say? We're gonna think about overarching game sense or game plan. Okay, he's dead. Let's switch to just your vision. Look at the mini map. I see two heroes in the bottom lane. Skywrath, Spectre. And Spectre used her ult earlier, so we know that she's bottom, so she's actually bottom. If her ult is up, then, you know, she's bottom, but she's actually everywhere if she needs to be. So, we just killed one hero, and I think you guys saw Axe. That may have been from having everyone's vision. You see Viper top. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've lost our mid tower. They have theirs. Am I really going to save Wraith King from this position right now? I am in the mid lane. There's nothing to TP. I mean, okay, you could TP here and then walk here. Is this man so important to me? A little bit, because he's the hard carry. I know, this is going to sound really contradictory. I don't think I'll save this man. I think he'll die twice before I get here. At the least, he'll die once, and then he'll get out with a teleport. He should just be teleporting right now if he had one. This is his own mistake. I think you guys should just push mid right now. Auto attack this tower a bit. Because, like, look, you decide to walk up here. But death 1. Alright, you guys gonna get a Viper kill because he rotated? Oh no, look at this Axe. He's here. Alright, so we thought Wraith King would die, and now he has. We have 3 heroes up here, but are we really going to fight Viper and Axe? Maybe. Mid tower could be dying right now, though, and it's not. And you could be farming mid right now, but instead we're up here. And now you have to TP out. Oh, now you're dead too. Sorry, I thought I was at your perspective. I guess we were looking at Wraith Kings. All right. Now he's dead. Oh, we're on free camera. No wonder why. Sorry, guys. I was just sitting around looking at nothing. Alright. We've lost many a hero. We got 1 Viper kill. Or... oops, a little further back. Or... you and Void just sit here, auto-attack this. This guy walks in, you kill him. Right? Look at his health. Void ults on top of him. You try to land a stun. Even if you don't, Dragon Slave ult this guy. Skywrath kill. And then hit this tower again. Let's say you're still too scared. Maybe it's just you versus Skywrath and you're too scared to fight him. Throw out a Q. Get him a little low. Push this wave a bit. Here's your farm for the wave. If he like keeps coming in, you throw out all your spells. You kill him with Laguna, maybe. You push this in. Can Witch Doctor stop you solo? Maybe, honestly, because he has his ultimate. But you see, right now they're just defending mid with 2 supports. And if you had your mid laner and your 4, you, Lina, here, can these supports do this? They should be scared. Just Skywrath versus the 2 of you, or just Witch Doctor versus the 2 of you. Even if it's both Skywrath and Witch Doctor, they're still a little bit scared of the 2 of you. If I was the 2 of you, I wouldn't be committing on 2 supports under the tower, but you're creating pressure here. Maybe Wraith King dies here. Maybe he doesn't. He really should have had a TP to get out. It's kind of his own issue. Maybe you guys tell him like he shouldn't be there or whatever. But even if Wraith King dies, at least then you guys maybe get this mid tower and maybe a return kill. And that opens up the map. We're just trying to open up the map for Wraith King. Wraith King, I kind of said he should be top, but at the same time, he should just be farming wherever is safe. And up here without more vision is not safe. Which, you're the 4, so warding is not your main job, but if you look at your warding, it is not existent, besides this one here that just got placed. So having some like here in their jungle, wherever, anywhere, just helps to establish a safe space. And bottom, also empty. Got a whole ton of heroes up here for a very unimportant tower. Why? Because we tried to help Wraith King, but it put our whole team in an area of the map that just does not matter that much, when we could have been pressuring bot or freely farming, or pressuring mid or freely farming bottom. This guy TP'd straight bottom right after he respawned. This is another classic
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
carry teleport immediate right here. Nice. All right, so he's stuck bottom. She's gonna have Haunt soon. Where would you go? You're going mid? Okay, I think this is fine. Let's push mid out. You got a ward? I'd place it somewhere mid so we can safely push mid out.
Dominating. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Push these out.
Radiant's top tower is
Okay, it's gonna be a little obvious if they were watching you at all. Very fortunate haste rune to save your life. Farm these creeps. Farm this creep in this camp. No? Come mid. Who's defending mid right now? Axe? As long as you keep your distance, can Axe do anything to you? Not really. They keep killing Wraith King. Usually I would say that's bad. Because you have a CK, CK kind of also functions as a carry, so technically you could sack this Wraith King and let your CK do the carrying. The problem is they're taking all the actions first, which is to gank this carry, and then you guys react to that. And I'm trying to, like, by pushing mid, by doing stuff like that, I'm trying to get you to, like, think about how your team can do stuff first, so that their team comes react to this, and then they don't have, like, 3 heroes always looking for Wraith King. But you guys are, like, a little too behind. Like, they're doing stuff just, like, 30 seconds sooner than you guys, which means you guys always have to react to them instead of the other way. Like right now, we should shove in mid. Okay, this is happening. All right, that was a bit too far of a commitment for it. Top should also be pushed. Like, why is he backing off? We see all the heroes down here. Someone should be pushing this. And you guys should tell him, like, keep pushing top. And if you see him leave, you should go top. Is that another chance to stack there? Maybe. I don't think it was, though. Right now, you just farmed a camp. But we said, we see 4 heroes down here. You should be sprinting top right now. Okay, coming bottom. Nah. Sprint top. We see all of them up there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, now you're kind of making your way top. But this is a good amount of time after I already said it. What does that mean? It means their teleports, if they were on cooldown from, like, being mid, being bottom, they're now up to come up here. Or, like, say Haunt, if Haunt had been in cooldown. It's, like, important to do this stuff as soon as you can and not take, like, extra time. Okay, I think you're trying to ward first. Defensive ward spot. Like, ideally it would have been nicer to, like, place it a little deeper, but I understand why you're scared, and so you placed it there. Are the dire tide noises not super loud to everyone else? Alright, why were you up here? So you TP'd, they forced you back again. You were thinking about coming mid, but we knew multiple heroes were in this area. So this is a time where like I'm feeling uncomfortable doing this. And I kind of think your death here reflects that, where we saw multiple heroes in this area and you went in first. Kind of a downside of CK as well and Faceless Void, like who goes in first for your team? Or I'm sorry, Void Spirit. Void Spirit can go in first. CK can also sort of go in first, but they're not your typical initiators who love that. People like Axe, Sand King, Underlord. The game is in a pretty rough spot at this point, to be honest. We only have the one tower. We've lost a lot of ours, pretty far behind. I guess we've only lost 2 towers, just turned into 3. But they've been playing on our map the whole time, it feels like. Alright, can we maybe try to kill Spectre? We got multiple heroes up here. You see how much damage she's reflecting? Crazy. My Spectre's so good right now. Yeah, the game feels kind of hard at this point.
Killing spree, double kill.
What could you do?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Against a Spectre and against an Axe, it's hard to do the split pushing thing as a support because you're always at risk of dying. It's not like against a Troll who he's really not going to kill you on his, or like he's not going to be right on top of you immediately. He has to go disappear for a while and then show up. Or like it's not an Underlord who is very unlikely to kill you on his own. Axe when he calls you, or Spectre when she just haunts on you or like Qs on you, you're dead. Kind of like we just saw your other support die right there. It's very tough to come back from this kind of game. You guys kind of had to maintain momentum and go from there. And so honestly, instead of looking at the rest of the game, let's just go back towards the start and look for an opportunity to do something else. Okay, so here's what I think you should have done. We're at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. In these kind of games, I do think... I mean, this is why I always talk about having a good lane. It's the decisions later, like even I was struggling to try to decide, maybe it's because I'm not that good either, but I was trying to decide like, how do you come back from this, right? It's because at that point, it is hard. And the easiest time to make a decision is earlier. So that's why we're back here. And I want to point out, this is when we were saying, okay, the lane is going pretty well for us. The lane's pushing in. Look at CK. He's halfway to 6. And this is where you come up too far. And right now, you're level 4. He's level 5. You are, you're probably going to be 4. And that's fine. Your level 5 does not make a huge difference. His level 6, though, is really powerful. And as soon as he hits 6, we can go for a kill. The lane is in a great position. I might just let this guy get a lot of solo XP right now. Try to stop any pulls. Maybe even spend this time going to stack. Come stand here. Double stack. Come to lane. This guy's hit 6. What we're going to do with that level 6 is get a kill and then push. Maybe even ask Faceless Void. Or I'm sorry, Void Spirit. Where is he? Am I crazy? Oh, he's bottom right now. So he's actually rotated bottom. That's fine. But maybe in another world, we tell him that we're almost 6. Save that haste rune to come top. Or you know what? It's close to 8 minutes. The next rune is spawning. Find out what that rune is. Hopefully it's top. Grab it. Come top. We'll be 6. Let's look for a double kill. And then convert that into a tower. We are ahead. And we need to do something with that. We need to convert that into a lead that will hopefully translate into a win later on the line. But at the least, let's just make use of the advantage we have right now. So you coming out this far, right? It actually kind of ruins that whole plan. Because look how much health you lose. You had to use your stick. They used some spells, sure, but can you fight now? Not really. When this guy hits 6 and you guys decide, okay, let's go on this Spectre. unless you instantly kill her. Look at this. Spectral Dagger, 185 damage. Might just kill you. I mean, it won't. I know it won't. But it'll be really close. One more auto attack, one random stun, maybe just random dispersion damage, and you're dead. Maybe you still get 2 kills from there, but you're not benefiting from it because you died first, and they actually get something from that because they got a kill on you. And CK on his own, he's actually kind of slow at pushing the lane. He needs your help to push the lane quickly and turn it into a tower, or at least some tower damage. Maybe you're not going to get the whole thing. So you run away like that, and now, like, you're just not going to be healthy enough. You used a tango, but it's just not enough. This guy hits 6. The second he hits 6, he's ready to kill. I am ready to kill with my double stun lane partner, who is dead. You're not quite dead, but you're very low. So we can't make use of this. I don't know if I emphasized this enough the first time we were going through this, but I want to emphasize it now. That the game plan here was to get ahead because we're Lina and CK. And once ahead, we need to continue getting ahead. And we can do that by getting a kill with Phantasm. Right now. She could be dead right now. Let's say you're full health and you're standing back here. This guy riffs, stuns. Now maybe he saves Rift till after he Phantasms. Someone needs to stun this guy, followed by a chain stun, followed by Phantasm. Whatever order you want to do that in, whether you think you can land your stun first, or she walks in and he stuns and then you stun, and then he ults and then riffs. Whatever the order is, she should die right now. If not Spectre, then Witch Doctor. One of them should die, and once one dies, the other is very likely to die if they try to stay in the lane, which means neither of them can be in the lane now. They stay way back here while the other one's dead. CK gets a ton of experience. Even if you don't push it into the tower, you get uncontested experience here. You now are 2 levels up. Guess what? Because they changed Phantasm, kind of a low cooldown, 75 seconds, repeat, again. Chill a minute, it's up, 2nd kill, 3rd kill, 4th kill, who knows how many kills. We're going to do that, and we're going to get this tower. And, like, hopefully, Faceless Void, look, Invis Rune. Push out this lane a bit, regen some, come up top with the Invis and heal up a little bit, get a charge or 2, help us get this kill on the Spectre. Help us put her down so that this guy is not, like, so horribly far behind. At this point, I mean, yeah, this is kind of behind. He's like 700 behind Spectre. Spectre! He's behind Spectre! As a Skeleton King! I know, we already said it. It's not your fault. He's lower ranked, and it's not, like, fully his fault either. It's just matchmaking. But because of that, we need to be like, alright, it's on us. Like, get on my back. Like, I'll carry you to victory. And to do that, we need to convert this lead into an advantage. But, like, Spectre's still here, kind of, like, farming a bit. And getting kills on you. Whack. How long have we had CK ult now? We had it around 8 minutes. And it's going, like, unused right now. Could have been used earlier. Alright, uses it now. Almost a minute later when he got it. Which means, instead of being the first use, this could be almost the second use. Right? In, like, 15 more seconds. That could be the second time you use Phantasm. So instead of this being like the first round of kills, it could be the second one. And last time, he was 6 when they were like 4, right? So now imagine, like, he gets the solo kill on this guy, almost kills this guy on his own too, and that's when he's still 6, but now they're level 5, and they got that from killing you and from being able to still play the lane. Whereas before, it was 6 and 4, and they were both like level 4. Maybe one of them was level 5. Imagine how much better that fight goes, especially if this guy rotates in sooner and preferably walks up here with his Invis Rune so that he can then TP back to mid, never miss anything. Instead, this turn of events, you got killed for free. This fight didn't go as well as it could have, even though in the end it did go kind of okay. But we miss a wave or 2 of experience in the mid lane, and we use some teleports. Don't forget, teleports are pretty expensive. He lost a lot of health, so now he actually can't do this again. Not without healing first. Whereas, imagine before, that time I was talking about, Spectre walks in, you delete her instantly. Do you think this guy loses much health? Yeah, maybe a little bit. But he'll heal it up with Chaos Strike. But when he's this low, He has to spend a lot of time healing up. Otherwise, he might actually get zoned. In fact, let's watch. He may end up getting zoned off if the other heroes come up. Looks like no, he's been given enough time. In hindsight, part of me actually hates this rotation. Because even though you do get this axe kill, I want to play with CK. He's my buddy. Literally, you're partied up with him. But he's also like, you know, he's CK. And you're Lina, the double stun. We gotta be together for it to work. Can he get killed on his own? Yeah, a little bit. But now that they're like level 6, it's getting harder and harder. And now he does need help. Now we even lose like some of these bounty runes here. And now he's like getting zoned out. This guy wants to be like getting a kill every time his ult is up. And this is kind of okay, it kind of worked out actually. Oops. I didn't think that would work. But this is with just CK. Kind of imagine like if you were here too, what could you have done? And this is why you like sprint top right away instead of playing down here. But I think like once you TP down here and get the axe kill, like okay, I can understand the argument for that, and it's hard for me to say which is better, to stay top or come down here. But then I think you need to like commit to playing down here until you can TP back top, or have CK come down here. Like, couldn't you guys just kill this axe and then farm this camp and then push this? That sounds pretty good, right? And then like Wraith King can TP up here. Is Wraith King threatened by a solo Spectre? Probably not. So now they just both farm up here while we pressure this. Not the greatest turn of events. Like, we would prefer to get this tower. But if you came down here, like, okay, we have to shift the game plan. Okay, I guess we're coming down here. That's kind of why, like, looking at it again, I kind of wish you didn't TP down here and just, like, let the guy die or whatever. But I know you're not supposed to, but maybe you can get this tower on its own anyways. Not really. Look, it gets held off. If we had pushed this, though, like, say Lina and CK had stayed up here, you intercept this wave so that this catapult never dies, the next wave walks under, like, this tower's dead. Right? We see we took, like, half its health. So imagine it's dead with 2 heroes hitting it, the catapult alive the whole time. It's dead at 12 minutes. It's actually the first tower that falls, and hopefully, like, someone defends bottom. Instead, they get the first tower. This is still fairly healthy. You're not going to get another catapult for a while. Like, you see how, like, it kind of all started with you walking up too far here. It's a very innocuous mistake. But because of that, and some other stuff, like, it's not just you, but it did mean, like, okay, we don't really get to go for this kill now because I'm too scared. And, like, in fact, you ended up dying later on your own. You, like, came out too many times by yourself when really you should have been thinking, why be by myself when CK will kill them? I'll just stand with CK. And if they come to us, we kill them. If they don't come to us, they aren't farming at all. Let them do whatever. He pulls. Okay. Shove it in. Kill him. Right? You shove the lane in. He has no creeps. If Spectre tries to farm here, ult and kill the guy. He backs away. All right. We walk through the tower. Our creeps are dying here. And now we zone them over here. He denies 1 or 2 creeps, whatever. They walk back to here. CK farms them right here. And these creeps are dying. And Spectre has had to, like, back off over here. Or maybe she's back here. So maybe she's getting XP, but no last hits. And now Wraith King, or Witch Doctor's here. You kill him. If he backs off, you farm this creep wave. You come back, you hit the tower. Anyone who comes, dead. That's what CK level 6 does if you have enough XP in advantage. And I think you were. Like, I think he was 6 and they were 4. This is where we'll end. Let's check one more time. So they're 4. He's very close to 6. Now she's close to 5. Yeah, so they're actually not that far behind. So they probably would have been 5 by the time he hit 6. But I still think everything we said still applies, right? If he's level 6, they're level 5. You're level 4. You're a little behind, but whatever. With the rotation, or with just the double stuns and Phantasm, you'll still win this trade. Because he's 6, they're not. And that's the most important part. Even if they're not, like, it would be great if they were even lower level, but who cares? You're still ahead, and you could kill them pretty easily, and then get a lead. Right now, the game is still very close. Imagine if you get this tower, pushes your team ahead. Makes it easier to do everything else instead of always planning from behind. So that is where we're going to stop. I hope that helped. I know we I know it's not the like most clear game plan. Not all of them are. Maybe there's something. Maybe there should be something clear, and I'm just not good enough to see it. But at least from what I see, like it is kind of a tough game because of the draft, and so to make it work, like when we're in the lead, we have to push it and like hope for the best from there. Like, okay, we're in the lead, like maybe we can snowball that into a victory. But if you don't do that, then it does get ugly, and like even I'm struggling to kind of see a perfect example of like here's how I think you win the game. So not every game is clear cut, and that's why I always default to like, okay, I can't tell what I'm supposed to do, then let's just focus on the fundamentals, because as long as I'm doing like the start well, like I can slowly figure it out from there. But sometimes the later stuff is tough to see. But yeah, I hope that helped. Work on it. Stuff we talked about. Try to bully them out. Try not having boots. Use some other stuff. Try Blightstone. I think that one's pretty good if they're low armor heroes. Otherwise, I haven't tested it myself that much, but I have seen a lot of people do the Null Talisman. Get the like Mantle of Intelligence circlet. Like that's 5 damage right there. That's a lot. Or just like some Iron Branches, 2 Iron Branches and a Fairy Fire. That's 4 damage and some burst heal, some decent stats. Or like 2 Iron Branches, a Fairy Fire, and like a circlet. You know, we're getting so much damage. 7 damage now. Oh, like you're slowly adding up. You're getting like more starting items that help you play aggressively. Whereas if you look at what you have, boots, no stats. You're already long range. Like this is 500 gold that did not help you really bully them out. You got a couple good trades because of move speed, but like you can get those even without this boots because of your crazy range. Magic Stick, okay, but they don't cast that many spells, you know? So like 200 gold, not the greatest. Infused Raindrops, kind of okay. Like this lets you cast more spells, helps you be a little tankier from like Dagger and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't have an issue with infused raindrops actually. And in fact, Magic Stick I don't hate either. But I really think that the boots of speed should have been something else. Especially like I think the Fairy Fire would have worked well because you're against Maledict. And so like say you go, let's say 2 Iron Branches, Circlet, and Fairy Fire. So that's 6 damage, but you have 4 strength there. So that's 80 extra health, and the Fairy Fire has an 85 burst heal, which means if he Maledicts you at the start of a fight, you pop the Fairy Fire a little early. Maledict pretty much does no bonus damage to you. And then, not to mention, you're just a little tankier. So if they try to fight you, you're going to survive, and you're going to survive long enough to throw out another double stun. 4 attributes for intelligence there is also pretty much, okay, not quite, but it's like, you know, half your Light Strike array cast, and it's 4 damage per auto attack, which you're going to get a lot for free. And so I really like that item build, I think. And then you can even just leave it as a circlet. You don't have to. I've seen it enough times where people will just leave a circlet, they'll leave a Mantle of Intelligence, and they don't turn it into a Null Talisman. It just stays some free bonus stats. I think that's fine, especially because look, you're going for this energy booster. So like, yeah, a slot filled up with an extra 2 stats, 3 intelligence, like whatever you chose. Yeah, pretty good. And then you just sell it later for half price. Never really lost much. Got to make use of it in the lane. And then we win the lane, and we convert that to a win. Okay, now for real, the end. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye.